She banged on my door like she owned the whole street. Before I could even reach the handle, I heard her yell, "Your son is coming with us!" The HOA doesn't allow troublemakers. Then two men in black jackets stepped beside her, holding cheap badges like they bought them from a dollar store. My 14-year-old son stood behind me, shaking, and for a second, I felt that old fire rise inside me. But I kept my voice low. "Step back. All of you." Karen's smile grew wide, like she finally had the power she always wanted. "These are HOA officers," she said proudly. "Your son broke the neighborhood rules. He's coming with us for questioning." One of the fake cops grabbed my gate and tried to force it open. That's when my son whispered, "Dad, please don't let them take me." Placed my hand on his shoulder and stepped forward. They had no idea who they were dealing with. Not yet. Karen pushed a paper in my face, yelling, "Either hand him over or we'll remove him ourselves." My jaw tightened, but I didn't move. I stared at the fake badge, then looked at her. Something wasn't right. No number, no seal, no authority, and the way they held themselves. Sloppy, nervous, plenty scared. That's when the smallest twist began in my mind. They thought they were hunting a weak father. They didn't know a Navy SEAL was standing in their doorway. But I wasn't going to say a word. Not yet. Let them dig their own grave. Karen snapped her fingers at the fake cops. "Take the kid." They grabbed the gate again, but this time, the gate didn't move, because my hand was holding it shut. And all three of them froze when they realized. I wasn't even using effort. He finally pushed the gate with both hands, trying to show strength, but it didn't even shake. His eyes flicked up toward mine, and I saw it, the first spark of fear. Karen, of course, didn't notice a thing. She barked orders like she was running the Pentagon. "Don't just stand there. Grab the boy." The second fake cop moved toward my son, reaching out like he was taking a stray dog. My son stepped back and his voice cracked. "Dad." I stepped in front of him so fast the man stumbled. "Touch him," I said quietly, "and you'll wish you hadn't." Karen threw her hands in the air. "This is an HOA community. I have the authority to remove any resident causing problems." I almost laughed. "Show me where it says that." She shoved the paper at me again. I finally took it, and my stomach twisted, not from fear, but from the stupidity. The page wasn't even straight. It was printed from Microsoft Word with clip art badges. She had a signature line labeled HOA Enforcement Leader. Karen M. The M. wasn't even lined up. I looked back at her slowly, and she swallowed. "It's official," she whispered, but her voice shook. The fake cop pulled out zip ties. "Ma'am, step aside. We'll handle it." That's when a new sound hit the air. A click, quiet, sharp. My son's eyes widened because he knew that sound better than anyone. The sound of me locking the second gate behind me, the gate my neighbors didn't know even existed. The fake cops turned around confused. Karen frowned. "What is that?" "It's the point," I said, stepping down from the porch. "Where you should have walked away." Suddenly, the shorter fake cop's radio buzzed. Cheap, static-filled, and a voice said, "You done yet?" "Her husband's coming, hurry." Karen's face drained. She hissed, "I told you not to use that thing near him." Too late, now everything connected. The fake HOA cops weren't from the HOA. They were from her house. Her husband was sending backup. And they thought I was the easy one to overpower. But when I stepped closer, both fake cops backed up at the same time. One whispered, "Ma'am, he's military. Look at his stance." Karen's eyes widened. The twist hit her late. Way too late. "What are you?" she whispered. I leaned in just enough for her to hear my next words. "Someone you should..." If I never tried to steal a child from. And for the first time ever, Karen stepped back. Karen's heel hit the curb as she stepped back. And for a moment she looked like a balloon someone finally poked. The fake cops kept shifting their weight, eyes darting from my arms to my face, trying to figure out why I wasn't scared. Why I wasn't even breathing hard. The shorter one whispered to the other, "Dude." His hands. "Look at the scars." Karen snapped, "Stop whispering and do your job." But her voice wasn't sharp anymore. It cracked. They moved again, slower this time, trying to circle around me like they thought they could flank me. My son gripped the back of my shirt and I heard him breathing fast. I didn't turn around. I just said softly, "It's okay. Nothing's happening to you." Karen suddenly tried a new angle. "You're making this harder than it needs to be. Your son broke a neighborhood rule." He threw a football and hit my garden light. That's vandalism. I raised an eyebrow. So your plan was to kidnap him? She didn't answer. She just looked at the two men, again like she wanted them to jump, but they didn't move. That silence told me everything. These weren't real enforcers. They were desperate men doing a favor for Karen's husband, which meant they would panic first. So I stepped off the last porch step, just one step. The taller fake cop flinched so hard he dropped the zip ties. They hit the pavement with a loud plastic slap that echoed down the street. A couple of neighbors peeked out their windows. One porch light flicked on. Karen hissed, "Pick them up! Pick them up!" But he didn't. He backed up instead, and his hand slipped behind his jacket. My eyes followed the movement instantly. A cheap baton. Retractable, illegal in our state, my voice dropped lower. "Don't even think about it," he froze. But then Karen broke again. Fear made her stupid. "Use it," she shouted. "He's just trying to scare you." My son gasped, "Dad, careful." I smiled without looking back at him. "They won't touch me." The taller fake cop finally snapped. He yanked the baton out and charged. Bad idea, very bad. I stepped aside and caught his wrist mid-air. Not hard, just enough. His whole body locked. His eyes went wide like a man who just realized he shouldn't have gotten out of bed that morning. Karen screamed, "Let him go." I twisted his wrist just slightly, not enough to hurt him, but enough to make the baton drop. It clattered to the ground. Then I kicked it across the driveway where no one could reach it. The second fake cop panicked. He grabbed Karen's arm. "Ma'am, we need to leave." She ripped herself free. "No, we're not running. His kind only wins if we run." His kind. I felt the heat rise in my chest. My jaw clenched. The shorter fake cop whispered, terrified, "Ma'am, he's not normal." And then a car engine roared down the street. Fast, aggressive. Karen's eyes lit up, like she had been saved. "Finally," she breathed. "My husband's here." I didn't move. I didn't blink, because I already recognized the sound of that engine, and the man driving it had no idea that the person standing in front of his house wasn't some random dad, but someone he really shouldn't have crossed. The truck stopped so hard the tires screamed. Karen's husband jumped out, waving a metal pipe like he was about to save the day. But the moment he saw his two cops shaking and the baton on the ground, his confidence broke. He pointed the pipe at me anyway. "Move, we're taking the kid." I stepped forward once, just once, and the pipe slipped from his hand like his body forgot how to hold anything. He backed up fast, hands raised. "Look, man." Karen said you threatened her. "She lied," I said. "And you're all done." Before any of them could run, real sirens lit up the street, because my son had pressed the silent emergency button on our porch the moment they arrived. Real deputies stepped out and the fake cops instantly dropped to their knees. Karen screamed about authority, rules, and respect, but the officers only asked one question. "Ma'am, where did you get these fake badges?" Her face fell apart. Her husband tried to blame the men. The men blamed Karen. Karen blamed the HOA. No one believed any of them. They were all cuffed on the curb, crying and yelling over each other. My son finally exhaled. I put a hand on his shoulder. "You're safe. They're never touching you again." One deputy pulled me aside and whispered, "Good thing you stayed calm." "SEALs usually don't." I just smiled. "Didn't need to today." And as the fake cops were taken away and Karen screamed about her rights, I locked our gate and looked at my son, alive, safe, and standing strong. "No one," I said quietly, "comes after my family." The street went silent, and they never tried anything again. The end. Please, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing HOA stories.